Welcome to the Sports Rewind Digital Podcast. I'm with Davo and BJ. We've got a big week of sport. We're going to get straight into it. But first, fellas, how was the week, BJ? What happened for the week for you, mate?
Mate, just work. The young fella had a game down in Sydney, trial game for the upcoming State Cup, representing the Hunter Coast. So we had a bit of a trip down there, and mate, tell you what, some of the facilities down there, we played against the Hills District guys, and mate, they've got some good facilities down there for kids.
Yeah,
I heard they're good down there. Sort of everything's like big player base too, and yeah, good amenities, good grounds. So it's really going ahead down there.
Yeah, for sure, and they can play too.
Yeah.
Makes a big difference. Getting those facilities and getting some game time, I guess. About you,
sure.
Davo?
Mate, a quiet weekend. I think it's the only weekend on the calendar this year where we've got no sport. So we didn't sort of know what to do with ourselves. Watched plenty of it, but just a quiet weekend of no being at sport. But that changes again this weekend. So we made the most of doing bugger all.
Absolutely.
What
As
about
you did.
yourself? Yeah.
Mate, Surfest for the whole week last week. It was unreal. Pretty much there. Well, I was there every day, and loved every second of it. It was good to see local Central Coast fella in the final, and he ended up getting up. His brother narrowly got beat in the semi-final, so it would have been the brothers in the final, but not to be. The young 16-year-old got knocked out in that semi-final after posting it was a 7.5 his first ride and couldn't follow it up for a second one. So spewing. It was good to watch the whole week. So it was good to follow along. But other than that, mate, kids just chasing kids around with their sport and had choreography for their new dance and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's about it for me.
And you're right. It looked like the swell did drop off for the final, though.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
always the way.
Small wave, but yeah, it's a shame. Shame it dropped off.
It's pretty clean though. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think Thursday was the biggest day, but it got messy halfway through the day. But yeah, it was good fun in there. Met lots of nice new people and got heaps of video footage and learned a heap about the camera and different things. So
cool.
Yeah. Other than that, fellas,
you'll have to follow them down to Bells because they head down to Bells Beach for Easter. So
yeah.
that'd be one spot you'd love to go. So famous.
Especially out of big swell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be insane to watch. I'd love to go there. It is on the bucket list. But also want to give a big shout out to Big Kevy Hudson, Big 7-5 today. Old Kev, mate, I hope you're having a chicken burger over there and Shez is looking after you. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have dinner or anything, but, you know, got you, mate. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Eddie. Couple of Bacardis, mate. Get into those Bacardis.
Yeah, a couple of red wines as well. After that chicken burger. Can't beat the chicken burger, Randall.
Yeah.
Righto. This week, the Tidbits. We've got a new sponsor on board this week. This week, we're sponsored by Game Day Sportswear. They're a local Aussie supplier for all your sporting workwear, school uniforms, proud sponsors of many clubs and associations that you probably already know in and around baseball and stuff like that. So thanks to Game Day for sponsoring the Tidbits this week. Now let's have a look. What do we got? I can't remember who's up first. I think it might be me. It is indeed. All right, so we've got a bit of Shoei. Nobody else hit a ball harder or threw a pitch harder than Shoei Ohtani did the entire WC World Baseball Classic. All right, so we talked about this a little bit last week, but what an absolute weapon. I love watching him play. Can't wait to watch him in the Major League next however long. Did you guys see the numbers getting thrown around for his projected earnings?
Yeah, they were saying as a pitcher, 8 years and 280 million or something. As a hitter, 10 years, 330. So combine those together, and he's breaking the 500 mil mark.
Yeah,
worth every cent too, though, isn't he?
Yeah, for sure.
If these other guys are getting stupid money for what they do, mate, he deserves it. You won't see someone like him again.
I heard there was going to be someone take on the showy rule in third grade Toronto Tigers this year.
Yeah, well, at least
any insight on that, Coach?
Oh, mate, don't want to give away, too many game plans or, trade secrets or anything. But, maybe week 1 we might see it. Never know. The rules been put into the old Newcastle Baseball Association, so you can only play within the rules.
Oh, that's
Depends
right.
what that guy does in the first few at bats.
Well, yeah, that's
he may not see the ball.
Yeah,
maybe.
Mate, Jose Canseco, shut your eyes, swing hard in case you make contact.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Mate, in this day and age, you can strike out and it doesn't matter anyway.
That's it. Swing for the fence, Davo. That's all I can say, mate. Just
Unless
like this guy. Ken Griffey Jr. will be the 4th highest paid player for the Cincinnati Reds this season. He'll be making $3.5 million thanks to his deferred payment agreement of his contract in 2000. Insane. I love looking at all these contracts and going, what must go on to get a player like that? I think we might have something else coming up later in the tidbits.
No, not a comparison though, mate. Not even a comparison though.
No, it's not. Right,
that's what you had to do back in the day, though. It's like if you wanted a competitive team, you had the guy there. They didn't have the money up front, so many contracts were deferred. Yep. Can't beat Bobby B, but yeah, more and more are coming out with that.
Yeah, for sure.
So that leads into us. So good old Ichiro. He saw 39,000 regular season pitches during his Major League Baseball career. So we're not even talking Japan. We're just talking MLB. He only saw 25 of them with his career batting average below 300. And that probably would have been his first 25 at-bats of his career. So
what a freak.
That's 39,000 at-bats. I'd hate to work out the percentage that it is, but yeah, 25 of them for under 300.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's
one of those ones that will probably never be broken.
No,
again,
not these days. So then we move on to the cricket. So the recent one-day series, Australia versus India. It's nice that we got up two games to 1. But an interesting stat from it: poor old Yadav for India. First one-dayer, golden duck. Second one-dayer, golden duck. Third one-dayer, golden duck. He got the hat trick. Great to see, but very rare. I can't recall anyone having 3 golden ducks in a row. So it's glad I was one of them and not one of us.
Got to be some sort of team shout. I remember a story going around about a great Newcastle baseballer, Ian Lewis, getting struck out 3 times in the one inning and had to do a bit of a shout. And this is next level.
Yeah.
Next level.
Yeah, this is the not even just first and third out. This is first, second, and third out, isn't it?
That's it. That's it. On to you, Randall.
Yeah, speaking of deferred payments, the Orioles, they're starting to build a pretty good team with a lot of young guys, and they're going to have to start to splash some cash, I think, to keep some of these guys. But it's going to be a bit hard when you look at their payroll this year. Kyle Gibson, new recruit, he picked up 10 mil for the season. Chris Davis, he hasn't played in 5 years?
At least, I think.
Yeah, he's still picking up $9.17 million a year, ahead of Adam Frazier, new signing of $8 million. Anthony Santander, 7.4, and old Cedric Mullins, All-Star, World Baseball Classic player, last 30-30 player, I think, too. 30-30 for a season.
Yeah, right.
On a measly little $4 million. So, yeah, they really need to get rid of that Chris Davis, I think.
Actually, 2020 was his last year. So
Really?
It was only recent, yeah. 52
Did he
at
actually
bats.
play? Oh, okay.
Yeah, 52 at bats, 6 hits, batting 115.
What did he do the year before that?
307 at bats, batting average of 179. With only 55 hits, 36 RBIs. Doesn't say how many home runs on this one anyway, but yeah.
He because he had a lot of persisting injuries there for a few years where he didn't actually play many games for a couple of years before he finally hung the boots up.
So, right, mate, how's he going to spend his 9.17 mil this year?
I don't know. New boat, new plane. I don't know. Donate it to charity because he doesn't need it.
Only 2 years in his career did he hit above 270 or 275. Sorry.
It's a good year, mate.
He was one of those first guys, I think, where they were paying him to hit the long ball, weren't they?
Yeah, pay the stupid money after having a really good year. And
what did he hit? 50-something home runs, and then they signed him to a big contract.
It's like Aaron Judge, mate. Last year he hit $1 million. This year's going to hit 30.
Hope he hits less.
Speaking
of Showy again, he keeps popping up. There's a lot of talk about the World Baseball Classic and it meant nothing and nobody cared about it. Well, these are some of the Instagram followers for before the World Baseball Classic. Showy, he had 1.8 million followers. Lars Nootbaar, he had 59,000 followers. Randy Arozarena, 125,000 followers. Once the World Baseball Classic finished, Shohei Ohtani jumped to 5 million followers on Instagram from 1.8. Lars Nootbaar went up to 979,000 from his 59,000. And Randy Arozarena, 573,000 from his lowly little 125K. So people want to say means nothing, nobody cares about it, no one's watching. Looks to me like there was a few million people watching.
Yeah.
Didn't they work out either 94 or 97% of TVs in Japan were watching the World Baseball Classic final?
Yes, yeah, it was 97.1 was the stat. That's insane.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, isn't it?
Tell them it meant nothing. 97% of TVs in Japan. Now, you think how many TVs would be in Japan? And that's how crazy. Lars had to be loving it. Of that 920,000, I wonder how many were from Japan.
Yeah, probably a lot. Probably a lot. That's great to see.
He's only a relatively new player too into the major league, so he's been around a couple of years or whatnot, and he wasn't a big name player. But after that, he is going to be a big name player now. His name will be everywhere. Everyone will know who he is.
Yeah,
that's massive for him for his career.
Yeah, World Baseball Classic did lots of things. We talked about it last week, where we're all for it. Obviously, baseball is growing around the world with those sort of numbers jumping on board with those couple of players, and I'm sure it's not just those players that got that. It was probably a lot more. Do you guys see? Speaking of World Baseball Classic, let's close out. The tidbits first. Thanks to Game Day. Sportswear. If you're a baseball team, football team, school, whatever it might be, get in touch with them and they'll sort you out. I'll leave all their social media contacts in the show notes, so jump on there. Todd Van Stencil, did you see his post about Shohei Ohtani? With a little tweet, and he's talking about basically he jumped on and said, nobody asked for this, but I'm going to give you an inside my head of what happened with the Shohei Ohtani, and popped a fastball by him and then threw a change up and was like, oh, not bad. And then threw another change up and he was like, that was rubbish. Anyway, went on and on and on. Do yourself a favour, go over to Twitter and find it. A good bit of humour. Ended up striking out Shohei Ohtani, and he was pretty chuffed with himself, as you would be. But one of the comments is what made me laugh the most was, a lot of the big leaguers have struck out Shohei Ohtani, no big deal. And he just wrote, I'm not a major league pitcher. It's 12:15 a.m. I'm watching the Avengers. Tomorrow morning I'll get up and I'll beg someone to go and have a throw in a local soccer field or something like that. It was, fantastic to see.
Yeah.
But it was a good bit of banter there. So, yeah, go and check that out.
And he is good value.
He is good value.
So, but I also read from it that apparently Trout, once the final finished, he was on the phone to the Angels manager and said, mate, this has got me pumped. He said, this has been such a good tournament. That's got me so hyped for this season to make the playoffs. And he said, look, I haven't felt this way for a while. So it shows how much that classic meant to the players.
Yeah.
Like, he wants to get the playoffs, of course, but being in that atmosphere has really rubbed off on him.
Yeah.
May not happen for a while, though.
Mate, they will this year. I told you last week, Davo. They're in.
Yeah, you did.
They're in. But anyway, want to hit us with some NRL, Randall?
Yeah, mate, I sure can. Don't know, did you guys catch any NRL over the weekend or?
Only a few scores.
Few scores.
A little bit here and there.
Perfect. All right. Well, Thursday night started off with an absolute cracker. Parramatta got up over Penrith Panthers 17-16, opened their account for the year. Absolute cracking game.
That drop goal by Cleary with nothing left to tie the game up.
2-pointer.
Even though they lost, like the 2-point drop goal from was he about 43, 44 metres out. Added to the game, didn't it?
It did. It summed the game up. I thought it was so good. I loved that game. That was a great game to watch over the weekend. Friday night, not so good game to watch. Storm 24 over the West Tigers 12. Hudson, new team champ.
Yeah, 0, mate. 0 interest, 0 points.
Well, it was good for us watching the Storm because young Peasant, the halfback for Storm, his mum is the principal at Lisro Primary School. So,
unreal.
So local boy, sort of boys, Caves Beach sort of thing. But yeah, got a local connection with that. So taking an interest in the Storm games now with him playing.
Yeah, that's good. That's awesome. Well, good luck to him. Hopefully he gets a few more games in before all the other players return. Then the other game on Friday night, this was a cracking game. Broncos 18 over the Dolphins 12. Dolphins got their first loss of the year. Broncos 4-0.
Yeah, in front of 50,000.
What a game. What a game. It was, a really good game to watch. Cowboys.
And yet Kevy Waters is still on the outer.
Yeah.
As a coach, they're sort of like, he's got them 4-0, and he can't do much more, but there's still the chatter going around. He's going to be one of the first coaches sacked.
Like, media, you know how it is. They'll say anything to sell a paper. Surely.
Do you still buy the paper, Randall?
I can't afford it, mate.
Come on, mate. Electricians.
Oh, wow.
I thought you use that. You buy the paper just to use, something to put your dinner on.
No, maybe use $100 bills for that.
Fair enough.
Cowboys 24 over the Titans 12. Went pretty much as expected. Rabbitohs Manly. This was a good game as well. I enjoyed this game. Rabbitohs 13, Manly 12.
The so-called forward pass that denied Manly a try. What an absolute shocker. It wasn't video ref or anything. It was the on-field ref called it. And they've gone through about 4 or 5 replays, different angles, and nowhere near it. It wasn't even line ball, really.
No, and that's a pretty big thing too. Yeah, it wasn't even a line ball. It was.
And that could have turned the game. That could have turned
Well,
the game
it
for
does.
Manly. But
It does turn the game. So I think Rabbitohs scored after that. Yeah, it was. It was that is an absolute howler. Warriors 16 over the Bulldogs 14. Another pretty good game too. Pretty tightly contested.
Yeah, it was a tight game over there. Bulldogs just didn't do enough, and Warriors did enough to hold on. So
Yeah.
they're top four at the moment. I know it's only been 4 rounds, but if they can start winning more away from home, might be a team to watch out for.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're looking pretty good. Mind you, they have to play a lot more games over here again, but we'll see how they go. And game of the round though, Knights 24 over the Raiders 14.
Stop it.
Mate,
Wow.
I fortunately got home from Sydney just in time to be able to watch this game. And mate, I sat down, I thought, oh yeah, this could be a long afternoon. And then they kept it pretty close at half time. Actually, same thing, a 2-point field goal right on half time from the Raiders, and it was about 45 out as well and off to the side. So it's a pretty good kick.
Yeah.
I thought, could be a long arvo here. And Knights come out, and I think they put on 3 tries in 7 minutes to start the second half, and then there was no looking back for them. They kept the Raiders to 0. Sort of defense and attack that I haven't seen from the Knights for probably 2 years, I reckon. Probably haven't played that well. So, next week they'll probably just drop their bundle again and go back to the old ways. But we'll take any kind of win we can get at the moment.
That's it. Take it when you can get it.
You took the points.
That's exactly right. And then finish it out with a bludger of a game. Sharks 40 over the Dragons 8. The Dragons just didn't turn up.
Oh, how's the deal done between Dragons and Manly? How stupid are Manly to get Aaron Woods, who's going nowhere, and give up two of their young gun forwards?
Yeah.
So it's a great deal for the Dragons, but I don't know what Manly's thinking. Woods hasn't got a whole lot left in the tank.
No, the only bloke I know that
backs behind it.
Maybe he's the only bloke that I know that backs into the line every tackle. So I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. But yeah, the ladder's probably pretty interesting, really. It's probably not how I saw it after 4 rounds, but the Broncos 4-0, sitting at the tippy top. Manly, they're on 6 points. Dolphins 6 points. Warriors 6 points, to round out the top 4. Roosters 6 points in 5th place. Then you've got Sharks on 4, Panthers on 4, and the Rabbitohs on 4 points, and that's your top 8. And pretty much everybody else is on 4 except for the lowly old Parramatta Eels on 2, along with the Raiders on 2. And at the very bottom, when you think you can't go any worse than you did last year, finishing 16th, the West Tigers sitting in 17th.
Yeah, buddy.
When have they got a bye coming up?
Well, not soon enough, I don't
Probably
think.
round 15 or something. I have no idea.
No, it doesn't get any easier for them, mate, because they've got the Broncos this week.
First loss of the Broncos.
Maybe. It is on April Fool's Day, so who knows?
We're out of Campbelltown. Or is that
no,
up there?
No, it's at Suncorp. So.
Yeah, it should be good for 50.
That's it.
Pump 50 on them.
The one that I wanted to get out to was actually Manly versus the Knights out in Mudgee at Glen Willow Field. That would have been a cracking game. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get out there, but yeah, it's always good out there out of Mudgee.
I love them getting out to the country towns to play. Yeah. I think it's
especially over Easter. They'll get some people out there. Oh, hang on, it's this weekend actually. Never scrap that.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, some good games for the NRL coming up. Switching codes, mate. You blokes brought this to my attention this morning. I was actually swinging the hairy stick, the paintbrush, and you guys were pumping me with all this news about Lamar Jackson. What actually happened here, Randall? What's going on?
He's just put a tweet out saying that he's apparently on, I think he said the 2nd of March or something, he put out he put in a request to be traded from the Ravens to anywhere, by the sounds of it. And
playing in the XFL, mate.
Oh, mate. Send him to Denver or something. Send him to Las Vegas. Yeah, basically. Well, actually, the Texans could probably use him. He's basically said that he's heard nothing back in regards to it from anyone, from the owners or the coaching staff on this trade that he's requested. But I think we all spoke about it. He's been offered a sum of money. I can't remember what it was. I think it was 40 something million.
Yeah, it was something big.
40 something million, maybe it's close to 50 million a year for 3 years, fully guaranteed. It didn't quite come up to what he wanted. Obviously, what he wanted was for a longer term and more cash. So he's basically just said, "No, don't want it. I'll just go. If you guys don't want me, I'll just go somewhere else for less and not fully guaranteed." So it really does my head in to think they've said, "We don't think you're worth that much money. We think you're worth this shorter term." Once you get to the end of that shorter term, they can go again and renegotiate if he comes good, if he stays injury free. I don't understand why he would then go, "Oh no, you're treating me like rubbish. I'm out of here. I'm going to go somewhere else and take less money for no reason." It just does my head in.
He's asking stupid money anyway, and the trade value's not really there. So that's why he sort of hasn't been picked up by anyone. It's sort of like they're looking at him going, "Well, hang on. No, he's coming off contract. He wants stupid money. Why should we give up good players for him when he's not going to sign anyway, unless we bow down to what he's after?" And no one wants to do that.
You got to remember too, the chunk that's a massive chunk out of the team's salary cap too.
Yeah.
Like people have to remember that the size of that roster is freaking huge.
Yeah,
they've got to fit all that under that salary cap, and for him to come in and take that huge percentage of that salary cap, he has to be a proven game winner.
Yeah,
he can't just be a guy that's played one postseason game and has a loss, and have a reasonably good, or a fairly good record in the regular season, but can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
So
look at Green Bay. Green Bay threw so much money just at Rodgers, and we're left with nothing else to fill out a roster around him. So how'd that work out for them? So he's asking the same sort of money, and you can see what's happened at Green Bay, and other clubs are like, "No, we're not risking that."
Yeah, and the salary cap goes up in I don't know the actual what year it is, but in the next few years the salary cap does increase. So by them saying, "Look, we'll just lock into a 3-year deal," by the time that deal expires, there will be the new salary cap. So renegotiate and look for more money. See what the market's paying. Like, he's not the best quarterback in the game.
No.
How can he want the most money, or well and truly more than anyone else?
Yeah, he's got to prove himself to get that money. One of the big things here is I didn't know until a few weeks ago. You guys informed me he doesn't even have a manager, so he looks after himself. I think
didn't want to pay him. Didn't want to sort of have some of his money taken by an agent.
At that level is just insane, isn't it? To think he's got to concentrate on his football and worry about managing himself.
Yep.
So
yeah, I think it's only a detriment to it. Like,
for sure,
that manager takes the emotion out of everything. They're a third party. Obviously, they still want the most money they can get for their client because they get a bigger cut. But as well, they can see what's going on elsewhere within the NFL and other sports people and whatnot. So they know, they get a good gauge of what's legit and what's not legit.
Yeah.
All he's got is just, that's what I want, and that's what you're going to give me.
Yeah.
And if he gets told no and he wants to kick around like a spoilt brat, then that's where he's at. Where if he had a manager, I'm sure the manager would be saying, mate, at the moment, this is the best deal.
Yeah. Take the money they're offering.
Yeah.
Well, it's showing.
Because there's nothing else around.
Yeah.
No one else is throwing anything at him.
Yeah. The only one that's looking to throw a bit of money around for a quarterback is the Jets. And they're supposedly taking Aaron Rodgers, but I haven't heard any more about that. Have you guys heard anything else about that?
No. I think he's in his dark room.
Yeah, he's out. He's out of his dark room, out of the cave.
It'll be Patriots, I'd say, or Patriots, or maybe San Francisco for Lamar, I reckon. That's my sort of thought. One of those two, I'd say we'll get him.
Snap him up.
Yeah, I'd say so.
See what happens.
He probably suits San Francisco in their style of play.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate, I see Belichick putting up with him.
No. Yeah. Seen a post of Brock Purdy the other day in a nice little brace like this. He's getting a photo with a fan, eating some chicken wings. Good to see he's getting out and about.
Yep.
Hopefully he comes back as strong as he was for the later part of the season. It was good to watch him. It's enough for the NFL. A bit of a code switch again. The F1, fellas, is in Melbourne this weekend. So we've got qualifying on the 31st. So what's that, Friday? Yeah, practice on the Friday and Saturday, qualifying Saturday and the race on Sunday. Be awesome to see live. Hopefully we get to see the young Aussie get in the points, Oscar Piastri. See what happens there. I think he's got a 9th or a 10th or something like that. So hopefully we get to see him in full swing. You blokes watch any of the F1, or is it just sort of catch up on the news?
Yeah, mine's just catch up on the news. It's not normally on at the right time for my viewing.
Stupid o'clock. It's usually a night shift job for me. What else do we got here, fellas? We got MLB.
The V8s are down there as well this weekend, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
In Melbourne, they're there at the same time.
In support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder if those Aussie cars are going to be down there supporting as well. They were good value up here. Not sure where they race next. I've got a few things to bring up. I'm going to talk about some MLB. What about today, JT Real Muto getting tossed? That was an absolute debacle. So if you haven't seen it, go and check it out. It's on all the Instagrams and MLB Instagram and John Boy
Twitter,
Media.
Facebook, everywhere.
Yeah, it is an absolute classic. So does anyone want to run me through it? Because I'm still going, what is going on here?
Well, I think what happened was, like throughout the game, the umpire had he'd been throwing the ball back to the pitcher. So I think Real Moto just sort of threw his hand up, and when he didn't feel something straight away, he's probably just thought, he's going to throw it back to the pitcher himself. So that's why he's put his hand away. The umpire's just sort of dropped it, reacted, and it's like, see you later. That's like, mate, you're not making a case for keeping human umpires over robot umpires.
No, it was a classic.
Especially with the pitch before. So the pitch before, there was the it was a pitch clock violation. So they didn't actually throw the ball. And then who was pitching? Kimbrel.
Yeah,
Was
Kimbrel.
it
He
Kimbrel?
threw the next
He
one
threw
out.
threw the ball away. So the umpire did actually throw the ball back to him then, and Rio Milto did have his glove up to take the ball. And the umpire threw the ball back, and then he put his glove back down. Yeah, he then didn't like the ball. He threw that away and asked for another one. And see Rio Milto put his glove up, and as the umpire went to drop it into his glove, he moved his glove away, and that's
because it wasn't straight away. I think Real Muto had it there ready from as soon as it was done. And of course, it wasn't done straight away. He's just thought, he must be throwing it back, so I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And just the look on his face is like, what?
I think the one that I watched, John Boy Media had done it up, and they did the lip reading, and he's like, I thought you were throwing the ball back to the pitcher, and they're saying, you can see that JT's looking straight back at Kimbrel, and Kimbrel's looking up as if something's coming, going to be thrown to him, I guess.
Yeah.
It was just what a comedy of errors.
Imagine the report that he'd have to write after getting thrown out. Like the umpire would have to write a report of what happened. What would he say?
I don't know.
He embarrassed me. He put his glove down and I dropped the ball.
I went to put a ball in the catcher's glove and he moved his glove away, so I ejected him.
Yeah.
Mate,
as Eric Cartman would say, respect my authority.
Yeah, that's it.
Mate, he must have been to the Angel Hernandez school, this guy.
Oh.
Nobody else would do anything like that. I actually did see when the crew chief come across and was talking to Remuto, and he's just like, he's ejected me because I moved my glove before he put the ball in it and dropped the ball. And the crew chief was laughing, and he's just shaking his head. And he's like, what? He's ejected me because I moved my glove before he put the ball in it.
I love this one, though. That was his first time being ejected ever as well.
Yeah, so, he's played near 2,000 games or something.
Yeah. Oh, that's a classic one to tell his grandkids, that's for sure.
Oh, mate. Like, what can you even, as a coach or a manager that's come out to ask the umpire what happened, what do you even say?
How do you argue that? It's like, mate, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
But what does the umpire say?
As I said, he embarrassed him. That's all. Anyway.
Oh, mate.
I'm sure there'll be something come out over the next couple of days of what happened and whether old mate's still got a job or not.
There must have been something more to it. There has to be, doesn't there? Like,
you'd think so.
Has Remuto been, chirping him on a bad strike zone or in some missed calls or calls that he thinks they should have got? Has there been some sort of dialogue going on prior to that event happening? Like, there has to be.
Probably won't find out, but
no.
You would
probably
think
been saying it behind the mask and not looking back, like as all good catchers do. Like they know how to chirp and not look at the umpire, so they can stay in the game.
Yep. Yeah. And just a little things that they say.
Yeah, that's it. Oh well, baseball season is definitely upon us. Opening day this weekend, but also our local baseball, the Newcastle Baseball League or Newcastle Baseball Association, the Rural NBA. We have Toronto kicking off with White Sox at Waterboard, Phoenix versus Boomerangs at Windsor, and Belmont with a bye in first and second grade. Third and fourth grade, where all the rural baseball's done. On the Saturday, Toronto versus White Sox at Waterboard, Maitland versus Phoenix at Roy Jordan, Boomerangs and Belmont at Boomerangs. And what about fifth and sixth grade? White Sox, Nelson Bay, the Lake, Camels and Maitland, Phoenix, White Sox Blue, Boomerangs and Belmont, and Woodbury CM versus Toronto. So that season getting underway this weekend. Be good to have baseball back. in Newey. And what about you fellas? I know Toronto 3rd and 4th grades getting pretty primed for it, fellas.
Yeah.
How pumped are
On a scale of 1 to 10?
Warming up the arm now, mate.
you? Yeah, beauty.
I think I'm about a 5.
Oh,
I think I'm already over it already.
mate, just
It's been
because you've got your executive glasses on, mate, us players that, been away for a little while, we're excited. I'm not even getting a game until the end of April, but,
Oh,
You might have to come
brutal.
back by 5th and 6th grade, mate.
I hope so. They swing tin, don't they?
I was going to say they swing tin down there.
Yeah, beauty.
Bonus for that.
You wouldn't get a run down there, mate.
Probably wouldn't. Probably wouldn't. Wouldn't kick Nigel off the mound, that's for sure.
Nah, mate, Nigel's no good. He's got to do his ACL in the summer.
He'll still be throwing him and Jaffa.
Nah, neither of them,
Million
mate.
innings in between them.
Neither of them. But I will say that there is actually a return couple this year.
Yep.
Jared and Murray Wilkinson.
Oh, you beauty, Muzz.
Yeah, Mars.
Jared.
They're both
Good to have them
back
back.
this year. So that's pretty good to see those guys down there in, I think they're playing 5th grade. Well, they'll probably play both grades,
Yeah.
knowing that pair. But, yeah, good to see those guys back.
What about Newcastle baseball, mate? Hearing some rumours, a few different people getting some good teams together. Obviously, Belmont with Wells brothers allegedly coming back to pitch. Also, White Sox getting, was it Ride? You were telling me
Yeah, I think
there was a bit of talk about Ride players coming up.
Yeah, a couple of guys from Ride. I think I've heard.
Yeah.
Until you play against them, you don't really know. But yeah, and there's a few Coast guys coming up. I think playing at Phoenix. So whatever strengthens the whole competition is always a bonus.
Absolutely.
You want, as much as you want your own club to win every single grade, especially 1st grade. The more competition, the better, because it only strengthens the comp and breeds more players to want to strive to play in those higher grades. Makes better comp.
For sure. It'll be good to see some good baseball. Now, Davo, mate, coming out of retirement for the baseball, how long has it been since you played in Newcastle?
97. So just a few years.
Oh, it's only a couple of years. You're beauty.
Just a couple of years. I remember playing university when they were actually at the university. So
yeah,
it's
played
been a while.
At Seaham?
No, we got thankfully we copped a washout that week, so never had to go to see him. So it was me and Dave Stark. We both went up and we were playing athletics at the time. So with young Sturge and Dobbsy and Lenny Pascoe and all those boys, Jimmy Salembus. So it'd be weird to come back up and have a game, but looking forward to it.
Probably Rochi as well, I suppose.
Yeah, Rochi was in there, managed by Zulu.
Yeah.
Gun team.
So I don't know if we'll see those guys this year or not. I'm not 100% sure. There's been some talk that those guys are gonna
play
have a run again
for Phoenix. I heard.
Yeah, I have heard that, and then it's like rumor mill, mate.
Yeah.
Heard yes, I've heard no.
I saw Sturge playing 3rd grade Wildcats down here during summer, so don't know what he'll be doing, but he'd been having a game with his young bloke. So
nice.
I remember, 97 we lost in the grand final at Belmont, as teams do, to a young 16-year-old left-hander, young Craig Anderson. So that's sort of shown how old we're all getting.
Speak for yourself, mate.
Good throw. I remember that year. I remember watching that year. Mate, some quality pitching. Quality pitching indeed. Righto. Well, good luck to all the teams. I'm hoping to bring us a weekly update of the 1st grade sort of fixtures. See how they go. Results on the Monday or the Tuesday, and hopefully some teams can jump on and give us a bit of a rundown of their what their team's done and stuff like that. But I guess the only other thing to talk about is our MLB coming up.
Friday.
Mate, I'm excited for this. We got opening day, Friday, and plenty of good matchups, that's for sure.
How do you feel, Davo, that your team's going to lose their opening series?
Long season, mate. Long season. Well, we'll see. We're going all right. Like, we might start okay and then just falter as we go, but the lineup's looking all right. It's our pitching that I hope will be. That's the weak point, I reckon.
Same, mate. Same with the Orange Birds, mate.
You blokes have got no faith in your teams. No faith.
I think the Orioles have got 5 of their bullpen already out injured, or with some sort of injury complaints.
There have been a few injuries actually, haven't there? Let's bring this one up. These couple of injuries here, and Randall, you did mention someone else as well with a fractured forearm.
Yeah, who did I say? Was it Carlson Kelly?
Yeah.
From the Diamondbacks. Yeah, he got hit in the arm, broken forearm, right forearm or something.
Yeah.
If I can see it here somewhere.
Reese Hoskins would be a big one. Probably out for the season. ACL maybe. Who knows if he'll be back. Adam Wainwright as well.
Especially when the Phillies are already missing Harper as well with his Tommy John. So that puts a dent in them.
Well, at least Harper can still play. He's DH. Like, he's thankful. Well, they're lucky now they've got the DH because he can DH again. But Hoskins, he was the big right-handed bat in the middle of that lineup. So, did you see the photo of Justin Turner's face after he took the fastball to the face?
That was brutal.
Oh, it just not for squeamish people, but he's bounced back and he's back in games and hitting well. But I saw the photo the other day and it's like, wow. It's like all this side ballooned up here, black eye, the nose is like,
My
never
kids
good.
come in and showed me that one on their social media and I was like, whoa, who's that? And then I looked at it again and I went, wow, unbelievable.
Pretty brutal.
Imagine, it should be a good season. Hopefully, we'll see how the new rules go. And some of the quality ads MLB's coming out with to promote the season, like they've all been good. I do love the Van Dyke and Buck Showalter ad. Hasn't stolen a base yet, and it's like, bigger bases. I'm going. I've got this. And then Timmy Anderson, can you get me hat? No, can't go on that side of the infield. So
I did see another one today with Nestor Cortez and I think it was Jose Trevino from the Yankees, and Trevino's on the treadmill having a run, and Cortez rocks up and just starts cranking up the speed, and he's like, mate, if I'm going to have to go faster this year, so are you. And he's like, no, I'm just a catcher. I just have to catch the ball and throw it back. It's just you. They just look at each other and just bumps up another 4 or 5 kilometers an hour. It's like, good.
Lovely. I haven't seen that one. It's
about time they brought him back because, like, late 80s, early 90s, you had some classic baseball ads.
Yeah.
And it's just good to see, like, promoting the game and having a laugh at themselves in a way. So it's good. Bring more of it.
I did like the old ESPN ads that they used to have, like, they'd bring in the mascots and stuff like that.
This is Sports Center.
Yeah. That was always good. That they have the 30 for 30 or whatever it is on ESPN. Yep. They always bring it back every so often and put that on and show the best of the ESPN ads, and it's always a classic. Love it.
Yeah.
Steve Irwin there. It's like, oh crikey, have a look at this guy, and jumps on the alligator mascot. I think it's like
Florida
Miami, Florida State.
And
Albert Pujols. It's like, hey, the machine. He goes, I'm just Albert. I'm a person. The photocopier talks to Albert. It's like, why didn't you kill him? So they're well thought out.
Yeah,
classic. Now it'd be good to have baseball back. What about spring training, fellas? I've been hit and miss with spring training. I sort of this week I haven't watched a great deal, but keen to get it back on and seeing this score. What about that?
Yeah,
That is
mate.
an absolute shellacking.
I saw this one and sent it straight to the Ginger Ninja. Being a Cardinals fan that he is, I was all over this when I saw it the other morning. And he just wrote back and said, mate, our entire team were just AAA players.
Doesn't matter, mate. Doesn't
So
matter. Spring training.
He reckons the only MLB player in their team was Flaherty, and he was throwing. I said, well, mate, he found the barrel pretty good, so it
didn't
doesn't
last
help.
No.
Yeah.
What I've been enjoying too is have you seen the videos of from the Cards and the Yankees, the prospects, Volpe and Walker being making the big league roster.
Yep.
So they're always good to see. Like they have a little bit of fun with them and just say welcome to the club.
Yep.
Yeah, I especially enjoyed actually the Yankees one, considering how much I hate the Yankees. I really enjoyed that with Boone. He just, you've worked so hard, and that's what makes this like really hard to say. You've had such a great spring, and you've hit the ball well, and you've worked so hard, and you've deserved everything.
Only 20 games in AAA sort of thing, and
making it sound like you've done so good, but unlucky, champ. And then
you've been red tagged.
Then he just gives him the old. So it all really means a lot now that you're going to be doing it all in Major League.
Yeah.
So that it was just good to see. I enjoyed that one.
I enjoyed the Walker one today as well. Things they highlighted were, when he was under pressure, and what he did when he was under pressure and things like that. And they said, people are going to ride you all year. You might do something bad and people are going to be riding you. But that's how well you handle it. And that's one of the main reasons why he's getting his start. It was like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's always good to see that side of things. We don't see it, and we've never really seen it before this season. Well, I don't remember seeing, things like this. And I remember listening to the Top Step, I think it was, and they were talking about when they got called up and things like that. It was like, didn't get called into the office or anything like that, and how you would think it would be. But no, these guys just, you go on the show, or, you're on the plane to Florida or whatever it might be. Whereas these guys, I like it. Shows a bit of respect and appreciation, I think.
Yeah, I think there were a couple of last year and maybe the year before. There was a couple for some of those, higher profile players.
Yeah.
That they're good, especially at this time of year when everyone's starting to break from spring training and they want to who's breaking with the team and who's getting on that bus and going home or going back to the minor league side. So I like it. I really like it.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Mate, St. Louis got absolutely towed up there in that game, but they're on top in the Grapefruit League. They're 17 wins, 7 losses, 708 percentage. In front of Atlanta, who's 1.5 games behind, Houston, Baltimore, and Toronto, followed by Boston. And then we move down through the rest. Again, we talked about this last week. New York Yankees and Mets right down the bottom of that. I didn't follow along too much of the Mets after there was a few injuries and things like that, Diaz, and so I haven't followed them. But the Yankees have struggled a fair bit in spring training. We'll see what they're like when they come back to regular season, I guess. And what about the Cactus League? Kansas City Royals, 19 wins, 12 losses. Angels, 17-11. Chicago Cubs, 16-12. Dodgers, Seattle, Arizona, Cincinnati. I just got to say a few more names till I get down to my Giants down there, sitting in about 8th or 9th position. It's like that. I'm pretty impressed. Logan Webb threw well. I think we've got a couple of good starters this year. I'm pretty happy with how the Giants are gone. But what about you fellas? Have anyone stand out for you in particular, or just keen to get it started?
Let's get it started. I think the Braves will be strong again. They've just had a quiet spring training, but they've been good. It's like they're up there, but you haven't sort of heard the noise from them like other clubs. So I think they're going to be on the teams to watch again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think much is going to change from last year, really. I think a lot of the same teams will be at the top end. It's spring training, means nothing.
Yeah.
You know, they're not playing for sheep stations. They're not going all out to win. They're all just trying to get in there, get their hacks in.
Yeah.
That's it, you know. Everyone's trying to get their innings in as a pitcher and just get their reps in. That's what everyone's doing, aren't they? So,
yeah,
it doesn't mean anything going out there and, you know, hitting 10 home runs in spring training. What really matters is what happens from opening day on. So, and we all know as well as anyone that it's baseball. You can turn ice cold in a game. You can go from being red hot to going into an 0 for 20 slump.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and that means nothing.
Looking forward to seeing how individuals go as well, like some of the superstars and some of the rookies, like Wanda Franco. It's like he's had the tag on him for so long. Will he have a season where he's fit? And how will he play? It's like he's been injury prone so far. J-Rod, how does he back up from last year? And then all the established stars like Scherzer, Verlander, Trout, Ohtani. So it's the games within the games that are going to be good as well, how the individuals are going.
Yeah, there's a few, like I know with the Orioles, you know, their number 2 prospect, Grayson Rodriguez, he's not breaking with the team he's not on the 40-man roster. He was cut yesterday or today.
That's a surprise.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's a bit of manipulation for like that service time manipulation going on or what. He might not be 100%. I'm not sure, but yeah, that for me, that was a surprising one. I was sort of expecting that maybe he may have been time for him to come and run, but
so I'm sure they're manipulating. And they might want to keep his innings down as well. It's like they might have said to him, look, you're going to be part of the club. We want your innings down a bit. So you might miss the first month of the season, get your work in and get called up from there.
Yeah, he did have a couple of little niggling injuries towards the back end of last year too. So, you know, maybe, they've had to keep his innings down. Don't know. But, you know, that was one for me that I thought, for sure he'll be breaking with the team. But no. I did actually see they're looking for a left-handed pitcher in their relief pitching. They want a lefty. So yeah, there's an ex-Orioles player sitting here in Newcastle. So left-handed bullpen pitcher.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they're looking for one. So
yeah, fair enough.
Anyway.
Do you know who you guys have got on opening day? I know the Giants have got the Yankees.
Yeah, mate.
Have you not been listening?
Orioles, Boston, mate.
Yeah.
That's what I was telling Davo. That's why Davo's team's going to lose the opening series.
Yeah. Mate, I reckon, is it 3 or 5 game for you guys?
3.
3. Yeah. No, I think the Red Sox has got you, Randall. I think they're coming in red hot, mate.
Meh. They got nothing.
The only thing I'm really looking forward to is the teams playing against everybody, not just their own divisions this year. I think that's going to be something that will change how many wins teams get. So, like, I guess the teams that, you know, might have a couple of really average teams in their division are getting those higher wins, might not get as many wins. And looking forward to seeing how that plays out But see what happens.
And the AL East getting to play other teams. So we've touched on it before.
Yeah.
It's sort of like you look at the AL East and it's so many good teams there. So spread it out a bit, see how they go against other divisions. So no, it should be good.
I think it benefits both our teams, Davo, that we're not having to play each other as many times, but you're not playing Yankees every second week. You're not playing the Blue Jays every second week. You're not playing Tampa Bay every second week when they're all real strong.
Yeah.
So,
the Giants are the same with Padres and Dodgers, but
Colorado is probably another team that's going to benefit from that as well.
Yep.
In that division where you're just up against the wall all year.
For sure.
It just really gives them those extra games where they're going to see, the Pirates. They're going to see, the Diamondbacks. They're going to see, some of these other teams a bit more. Detroit probably, Yep. It makes a big difference for them.
Bring on the early season games at Colorado. Snow delays.
Yeah.
And then it'll be too hot later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Let's get out of here, fellas. I was going to talk about MLB The Show, but, mate, we're way over time here tonight.
Sorry, mate. I've already been running it. I've got the 4-day early access. I'm 4 days into it.
Mate, all over it. Good to see the Aussies get a run for the World Baseball Classic. That's pretty cool.
All of them are. That's the start of the show. It's all that first little section there before the season gets fully underway is all about World Baseball Classic. So that's pretty cool.
Yep.
A lot of these players getting their own cards and playing as, Robbie Glendenning or, Kennelly or whatever.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
Cool. Love it. All right, fellas, have a good week. Good luck on the weekend at baseball if we don't get a washout. And go those mighty Tigers. Peace.
See ya.
See ya.